been a lot of different messages, channels, energies present and coming through, but at the same time a sense of pulling in, drawing back, and saying less. So I've been a little quiet, but observing that almost like a push-pull energy, another form of contrast. And I feel like that's part of this message today, and part of what many of you may be experiencing. This urge to push forward, but at the same time a need for containment. Today there's been a sense and a channel opening, which is a sense of like something present which feels like a punishment. Something present which feels like what our old self would have run from, would have numbed out from, or would have pushed away. But there's a new perspective. There's a new space with a clear opportunity for a realization that actually what we could perceive as something that feels heavy or is punishing us is actually a threshold point for a liberation, a freedom, a letting go, a release. Things will keep cycling until we can look at them with fresh eyes. And what's coming through now, and this resonates with me, and many of you may resonate wherever you're at on the journey of letting go, of releasing, on this journey of becoming, of anchoring a new sense of identity. And that identity responds differently, right? When we first start this conscious journey of becoming, of stepping into a broader vision, a new sense of self, a new anything. It's like we're oscillating between the old and the new, and we're either in one or in the other. And then we keep applying ourselves, we keep focusing, we keep visioning, we keep meditating, bringing it in, whatever methods you use, bringing the new into the body, into our reality. The new starts to become more felt in the body, and then it almost becomes like a 50-50 thing, where it's like sometimes we're really feeling it, we're really there, we're really good, and then something cycles back or comes in and we're kind of plunged back into the old, and we're kind of moving between the two. And then it becomes very clear to us that we are the choice point. We are the identity that chooses and that has to choose. And if we keep choosing the old thoughts, if we keep choosing the old habits, the old behaviours, the old situations, ways of being, then that's going to stay there longer. So we keep choosing. We start to choose the new more and more and more, and then it becomes energized within our system. The architecture of the new concept we can really start to feel, and then we kind of tip over. And we're feeling that new more and more and more. And then when the old comes in, it has slightly less emotional pull. We don't identify with it quite as much. And now what I'm finding is that it's come to this very expanded point where when the old comes in, it cycles in. It's almost like on the periphery of the field. So the less emotional attachment we have to it and the more that we choose the new, I'm not going to say it becomes easier. It just becomes more distant. So the old identity, it's like it's still circulating, it's still offering itself, but it's kind of on the edge of the field. It has less magnetism. It has less emotional resonance, but it doesn't stop it coming. We have to choose over and over and over and over again to really anchor in what it is that we wish to be, to experience, to feel, to live. It challenges a lot of resilience, expectation, persistence. It dismantles the ego, which wishes to know when things are going to happen, what it's going to look like, how it's going to happen. All of that completely goes, and it has to. We're going to keep cycling in the old until that old expectation, the old way of being where we think we fucking know anything or we think we have it planned out, completely disappears. It completely dismantles. And what the ancestors actually have shown me is that that's one difficult thing about doing this work in this age, or being alive in this time right now, because now more than ever there's so much distraction, so much stuff on the external, commercialism, materialism, all the things that we've been sold are an advancement, technology, things that make our life convenient and easy. Actually, all they're doing is distracting us. A massive, huge mind matrix of control where our minds are consistently pulled out from either truth or heart awakened consciousness, and that seems to be the work a lot of the time, is coming out of that, detaching from something. There's always something to detach from in this reality, to clear the space for what is true, to clear the space for who we truly are, what is already there, I guess, and to enter into a real deep maturity and surrender. So if something feels like a punishment right now, or feels like it's come back in to challenge, test, within the beingness of that, within the acceptance of that, there's an extraordinary gift of liberation. All is not as it seems. And if we are to embrace the energy, the lessons of 2025 and actually evolve rather than keep cycling, we have to surrender. People use this word a lot, and it's so multi-dimensional. We can only let go of what we're conscious that we're letting go of, and then life will give us another round, another cycle of it, and it's letting go of that again on a deeper level, in a different way, from a different perspective, until we realize that we have no control. The only thing we have control of is how we think about things, how we think about ourselves, and how we choose to think. And that's why I'm so passionate about the mind work. There's no way around it or out of it in this reality. And I would highly, highly recommend that you do that if you either struggle in any way with your perception of self, with your self-worth, with seeing yourself as divine, with learning how to dream and structure a vision. If you struggle to believe in yourself in any way or create that new concept of self that is fully anchored in the humility of heart awakened truth, do the mindset work however you do it. Because until we strip away all that the mind throws up, it's very difficult to feel any different. It's very difficult to access a new way of being when the mind is throwing up the yeah buts. The yeah buts and the what ifs and the how and all the rest of it. And really that's not our job. There's so many questions, and the world really is in a bad way right now, in appearances, and in many cases for people it's a very intense, chaotic time, and all we can do is deal with what's in front of us and nurture ourselves the best way that we can. And the mind gets in the way of kindness. It gets in the way of us being able to nourish our body in a very simple and loving gesture. Sometimes it gets in the way of seeing ourselves as worthy and deserving. I honestly believe that if we don't know our own worth by now, we're really going to struggle to receive what the universe is going to try and offer us. The ways in which our life can change when we've emptied out. And in my experience, if we don't come out of our mind, then life has to push us out through chaos, through crisis, illness, until we can truly let go. Because nothing that we think about is really important, to be honest. A lot of it really isn't that important. And it's really what actually matters in this world. And it's a deep space to either try to open up, or a deep hole sometimes to crawl out of. I think a lot of people have been in a dark night, they've been in the pit. But what feels like a breakdown is a breakthrough if we just surrender to it. Just let it go, let it be, whatever it is, just let it go. And be kind to yourself. And be really honest about what truly matters. Because nothing in reality is here to punish us. However it feels in the moment, it's punishing to our ego, it's hurtful to our ego. To what we're defending. What are we actually defending? So I'm sending you so much love. Be kind to yourself. And whatever it is that you truly, truly need and want and desire, just trust that that can and will come to you. It is coming to you. It's coming to you into the space when you clear the mind, clear the space. And if you need any help with working through the mind, with the core of who you truly are as a divine being, with your self-concept, with your self-worth, with how you think about yourself and your life, check out my offering in the description. Unbound is a timeless offering, which amounts to really a life's work, many, many years of working from many different perspectives and systems and modalities into the mind. And believe in yourself, because whatever it is that you truly desire also desires to find you. This is the year. This is the time. There's never been an opportunity like there is now. So whatever it is that you need to let go to clear the space, not only is it possible, but it's right here. It may not look like how you think, but that's another surrender, right? To trust in the divine, trusting that our Maker has a plan that's greater than we could ever conceive. We clear the space. We open to receive that, however it looks. Just going to leave you with this view now, and I'm sending you so much love. Until next time.